All right. Hello and welcome to Pinch Hitters Podcast. This episode, we're going to be talking about Juan Soto, the All-Star game. Do we love it? Do we hate it? You'll find out. And mid-season predictions. I'm Brandon and Brad is here with me. So what do you want to jump into first?
Let's start with this All-Star game.
All right.
I'm not saying that the All-Star game should have ever been for home field advantage in the World Series, but once they did get rid of that, it just became pointless altogether.
Yeah. I'd rather them have it, make it home field advantage, so then the guys actually give a fuck.
Right. I mean, I don't care if, let's say the Yankees were to win 110 games and the wild card team out of the NL is the team that made it and the NL wins the All-Star game and they're fucking 30 games back with an 80-win club. I don't give a shit.
Nope.
That they're that they have home field advantage. They at least made the All-Star game entertaining because people were trying.
Yes, I agree.
But I mean, the All-Star game ultimately starts with how stupid the fan voting is. I don't really remember or know how these other sports do it, but I know it's not they pick everybody via fan voting. They more so do like the last few or whatever fan voting, or they tell you who you're voting for.
Yeah. NBA is like 25% fan voting and then 25 something else. And then coaches and stuff get 50% of the vote. So
yeah, that's how it should be. That's definitely how it should be. Coaches, GMs, other players, whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to actually vote based on stats and stuff. I mean, and the fans didn't get it totally wrong. I mean, there's a lot of people that started that should have been started. But I mean, there's no reason Tatis almost got voted in.
No,
I mean, he hasn't played a game. He almost gets voted in. I'm just like, man, that's one of the few things I hate about the MLB. It's mainly the fans. But then, yeah, yeah.
Unless you listen to this podcast, then we love you. Don't
right.
You're the best fans in the world.
The few fans we like. But then I was disappointed in mostly every year is the damn uniforms.
Yeah.
They're either bland or they're ugly. This year they went bland. It was white and black. It was either white or black depending on which league you were in, and then the letters were gold.
Yeah.
It didn't, and it's not like it popped. It was pretty boring.
Yeah. And then I mean you had the futures, which was half white and half orange. Or some shit. Yeah, it was.
I did not peek into those, but yeah.
God. Ugly.
But they do it all for this. They just want more money.
Always.
But I mean, who would in their right mind even buy it? Who sees it and thinks, "Wow, that looks really cool. I need to have that."
Collectors, man.
Maybe. I mean,
gotta have them all.
I do have one All-Star hat. It was one of the ugliest ones too. I don't see it, but it was like brown and yellow. If you remember that year.
Ooh, those colors don't go together.
No, but I got it because I was like, at least it popped a little bit. It wasn't bland, but it was more on the ugly side that year.
Yes, I think they need to go back to, which I think all All-Star games need to go back to. If you play for the Padres and the stadium is in your conference, then you're home and you wear your home jerseys.
Yeah.
And then it just looks better, I think, on the field. You get all the different contrasting.
Right. And I like the look of that better. And like this year, you had Pujols out there who's back with the Cardinals. Everybody would have liked to see Pujols in the Cardinals uniform, not his All-Star uniform.
Yes.
It's some nice little it's a little throwback for everybody. But they should do skills competitions instead. I mean, they already got the home run derby, which is a skill. But I mean, you can add so much more too. I mean, you can do the fastest around the bases because everybody likes a good little race. And I mean, they do the fastest skater in the NHL. So you just go around the rink, or I forget. I think it's just around the rink.
Okay.
I don't think they do anything crazy. But then you can do like strongest throw from the outfield to home.
Yeah,
fastest.
That'd be interesting. Tic-tac-toe for the pitchers.
Yeah, and they have all these advanced Mac tricks. Oh, I really like that tic-tac-toe. That's actually pretty cool. That's really cool. I don't have that. I'm gonna write that down. because I got to write an article about this still. And then outfield throws, not only strongest throws, but they have all these advanced metrics. They could probably figure out how far off you were from throwing it to where you want it, like cut off third base and home.
Yeah.
And you could like do advanced metrics there and see who has the like smallest margin of error in terms of accuracy.
I like that idea. I like that. You get the
Right?
you get the people who love stats in.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a good idea.
And then let's see, the KBO, I think it's the KBO, has a bunt off where they have people bunting. I didn't really see too much of it, but I remember seeing he did have it. And I was like, well, that'd be cool. Cause I mean, we got rid of the DH, but you can still have pitchers. I mean, they still come up learning how to bunt, you know, especially the older ones that have been in the league a while.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing. And then you could do fastest pitch too. That one though, I just felt that was a little bit risky just because people are getting Tommy John surgery left and right. I don't know if anybody would participate.
Probably not to that one.
Yeah,
I mean,
although you might have some people like everybody would like to see like Jordan Hicks and Aroldis Chapman go against each other.
That's true. That would be that'd be fun to watch.
Even Hader getting in there, Ryan Helsley.
Yeah,
there's a lot of there's a lot of arms out there.
I would like a 1-on-1 AL best hitter, NL best closer, 1-on-1. Who's gonna win? You know, give me some 1-on-1 matchups.
I like that. Yeah. Mix and match what you want it to be.
Yes.
Hell, you can even do it where you're telling them what pitch is coming and see if they can hit it.
Yeah.
Best pitch only based on metrics. What's your best pitch? So like Josh Hader, I don't know what his best pitch is. Slider, fastball, probably a slider.
Yeah, probably a slider.
Pick a lefty to go up against him, see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be so much more fun than these guys not giving a fuck.
Right. I actually watched.
I'm sitting at first.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And they're laughing the whole time too.
Yeah.
Like I'm not here to watch you guys mingle.
Yeah.
You know.
You have all the rest of the weekend to be friendly.
Yeah. Right.
Give me some heart.
Yeah, it's obnoxious. I think I turned it on for like maybe 3 total at bats. Wasn't really that interested. I watch the NHL every year, but it's skills, and even their game they changed it to 3-on-3 instead of 5v5. So I mean, I don't know what they could do. Like, it'd be tough for the MLB to change something to make it a little bit more exciting offensively and stuff, like how the NHL did it. But can at least get to the skills challenge and make some of us happy.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I got a question. How do you feel about the participation award of everybody? There's got to be one all-star player on every team.
I get the point, make everybody, because then I guess you're getting people to tune in like from that team. But if nobody from my team was in there, well, if they had a skills competition, I don't care if my team's in there or not. I'll go watch the game. If they changed the game, I like when they did it for home field advantage, I would watch it. And back then you didn't have to have somebody from every team either. So I used to watch it then. And I'm a Cardinal fan, so I've always had somebody in it. But these other teams, they want to go see like these rebuilding teams. Maybe they'll turn it on to go see
I guess
big names. Like this year they put Miggy and Pujols in. Legacy picks. I get it. Part of me is like, did they really do it for the players themselves because of the impact they have on the league? Because Pujols is one of the greatest hitters to ever play. Miggy, he's been overshadowed by Pujols, but he's up there too.
Yeah.
Did they put him in there because of the legacy itself, or is it because they wanted to see if they could get more views of the actual All-Star game?
That and just more money. This is definitely Pujols' last All-Star game, so I got to get his jersey. And then you got Miggy, who's I would hope it's his last.
I'm surprised he hadn't announced it. Because I was surprised they put him in the game if he didn't announce that he was retiring after the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I wonder if Manfred was like, "Hey, are you done? Can you tell me at least so I know what to do? Because I'll save you till next year. I don't care."
Yeah. Could have been. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? So All-Star game sucks.
It does. I would agree. Yeah, I think it does. I don't know anybody. I would love to know people that like it, why they like it.
Yeah, that'd be that. Yes, because I'm gonna be honest. The only reason I know Stanton won the MVP, the All-Star MVP, is because I play MLB The Show, and he has a card. So that's the only reason I know that. And
I found out just now when you said it. So
yeah. Hopefully that's not wrong, and I'm not giving bad information. But he had a trophy in the picture, so.
Well, I think you're right then. I hope you're right.
Yeah. Home run derby though. Do you like that? Anything you want to change with that?
I don't like how they do it now.
Okay.
I miss the old way: 8 people, 4 best, move on.
Okay.
Why do we need a bracket system? Last year, I don't think this year it happened, but last year, somebody that moved on because it was a head-to-head matchup had less home runs than somebody that got eliminated. Because just head-to-head, it makes no sense. I'm like, so I think they should go back to the old way of everybody just hit, and then next round top 4. Although I think the old way also included that it was whoever hit the most home runs that night won. Or they incorporated that somehow. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But it should still, I think it should be round by round, but every man for himself, not a bracket.
Okay. So you're thinking like eight to start, then you cut 4, 4, and then you cut 2, and then those 2 up against each other, or
okay. I think and I don't know if I really like the timer, or if I preferred back when they it was just outs.
10 outs,
yeah. It's tough to say because I feel like they moved to the time, like they're moving to time with everything else. They're so worried about the game being too long. But man, I don't remember anybody complaining about the home run derby being too long. I remember staying up late.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had school the next day or what. I don't know what day it was, but I would stay up late because not only would I finish the home run derby, but then I'd be watching the celebrity softball game afterwards. I didn't care what time it ended.
Yeah.
Because that, honestly, I think the celebrity all-star game is more entertaining than the actual all-star game.
Yes. Did you know Bryan Cranston had a beard that big?
I did not. I saw I saw that, and I'm just like, that ain't him.
Yeah, I saw something on Twitter. It was just like Bryan Cranston gets thrown out, and I'm like, that's not Heisenberg. What are you talking about? He's not supposed to have a beard like that. Fuck.
I don't know, man. I can't remember the last time I saw him to know, like, how did it get that long?
Yeah. Man, do you need a razor? I think Breaking Bad made you some money.
Yeah, I can't say it looked good. I'm hoping it's for a role and not just because he doesn't feel like shaving. All right, let's get into this trade talk, huh?
All right.
There's a lot of names out there.
Yes.
There's a lot of teams. I mean, so I'm gonna hit the full teams real quick. Okay. The Royals have apparently said they've said that they're willing to part with like mostly anybody, not the young guys. I haven't heard that they're willing to get rid of the young guys, but Benintendi, Merrifield, Josh Staumont, and Scott Barlow are the biggest names.
Okay.
That I've been hearing around. So the last 2, I believe, are relievers, and then obviously everybody knows Benintendi and Merrifield.
Yeah.
And they've last year the Royals looked like they could have actually. They just need like a few pieces, and they could have pushed for playoffs a little bit, like low wild card. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But like Merrifield's been like their biggest name for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, he's also been on the trade block for 5 years now, it seems like.
It seems, yeah. And then I think you have more to talk about Benintendi later, right?
Yeah, I got some teams he could go to, and some concerns.
Yeah. Tigers. Now, Tigers said they're willing to trade everybody, and that's including Scooball.
Ooh.
Who is controllable through 2026. But I never would have thought that he would have been available, because why would you trade away a young guy that's that controllable who's probably going to be your ace.
Yeah.
But I mean, the relief pitchers make sense. They got Andrew Chafin, Michael Fulmer, Joe Jimenez, and Gregory Soto. So I mean, they got some relievers out there.
Yeah.
But in general, I have a whole list of starters that are available.
Okay.
League wide, there's nothing crazy. But then, but before we get to that, Boston is also probably going to clear house.
Yes, I hope.
This big slump. There's no point.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
Disappointing season.
They looked at the beginning of the year. They had they had a terrible record, but their stats were showing that they were a top 10 team offensively, defensively, and pitching.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can't put the wins together when your stats rank you up there. But I mean, JD Martinez is gone. I'd be shocked these days.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
you would hope.
He's a free agent at the end of the year. So
then there's no reason for them not to get rid of him.
I'd hope that they're not stupid enough to keep him for, but there really hasn't been much buzz around it. They mentioned it. They mentioned it last year too.
I mean, even with the DH now, you would think like that's 15 more teams he could go to.
Right. Everybody's in touch because you're not going to put him in the outfield anymore. Can he play? Probably, but I wouldn't put him out there. He gets hurt too much.
Yes.
To do that. But then they got Kike, Eovaldi. I think he's probably going to be one of the only big name pitchers, like starting pitchers. But I mean, they got Michael Wacha, who's actually having a good year too, that they signed to a 1-year deal, and Rich Hill's on a 1-year deal too. Yeah. So I mean, they actually have probably the 3 best starters that are available, assuming the Giants don't make Rondon available.
Yeah, I mean, with Dick Mountain, Rich Hill, great name, Dick Mountain. Are you worried about his age? What is he, 42, 43?
It's like it's so weird because when he was at the Dodgers, you didn't care about his. I mean, he was still up there. He's not obviously not 40s, but he was up there and he was still looking good. And even the last few years, he hasn't looked bad, but he hasn't looked the same as with the Dodgers. And you expect it with age, but the fact that people are still signing him and keeping him in the big leagues,
true.
He's still putting up numbers. I don't know what his numbers are this year, but I'm sure he's pitching more to contact now with a lower velocity. Probably. And teams could be all over that. I mean, I can see the Cardinals doing that. They went after Lester and Happ last year because they pitched to contact. I can see them going after a Rich Hill, especially he's not going to be worth much. Low level prospect. He's probably actually going to be cash considerations, to be honest.
I mean, he was with the Rays before he went to the Mets last year. Yesterday, but last year. And I mean, I could see a reunion with the Rays. The Rays just know how to have good pitching. Yeah.
The Rays need a lot. Dude, they said Kiermaier and Zunino are out the rest of the year. So they actually need a center fielder and a catcher too, which is why I thought maybe the Cubs would be a good fit with them now that's an issue because they got a catcher and an outfielder that can play center.
He got us talking about Contreras. He got a standing ovation today. Everyone's thinking it's done. So Rich Hill is sporting a 4.20 ERA in 15 games in about 70 innings. It's not bad. It's not
the worst. Yeah.
No, I mean, for a end of the rotation starter.
Right. Yeah.
And
that's solid.
And that's in the AL East, which I mean, you got the Yankees, the Blue Jays.
Right. So who knows? Those numbers could be inflated depending on how many times you played at Yankee Stadium. So
child's ballpark.
So we got big names. We got Josh Bell going to be gone.
Yes, gone.
Free agent at the end of the year, and he's batting .304, and his power's down this year, but his strikeouts are down big time too.
Yeah,
but I read his advanced metrics say that he's batting well over what he should be, but I'm not a big believer in all the advanced metrics. I get why they do it.
Yeah,
but you can poke the ball into the outfield, and if you want to bat 400, you're batting 400.
There you go. I mean,
got any ideas where Josh Bell will end up?
I heard the Mets. I've read a couple places that the Mets might want to get him for a DH, which that's not a bad spot for him. The Mets are a pretty good team. I think batting behind. I mean, what's you got? Let's say 3, you got Marte. 4, you got Pete, and then 5, you slot in Josh Bell. I think that's a pretty good 3, 4, 5 right there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it'll be interesting with them too, because I know they've been in conversations with the Cubs for Hap.
Okay.
And I heard that they're willing to give up Dominic Smith for him, because Dominic Smith's been in their minors most of the year, but you would think that if they need a DH, they can just put Dominic Smith there. But I think that'd be good for the Cubs if they wanted to do that, get Dominic Smith. He's pretty controllable.
Yeah.
In return.
Yeah.
And you know what he can do at the major league level too.
I mean, I think Hap's gone from the Cubs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hap and Contreras should both be gone. I question the Cubs management a lot with decisions they make, but ever since they got rid of Epstein, I think they've been doing a lot better. Because Epstein's a win now guy. He doesn't care about the farm system and all that. Who they got now? Hoyer.
Yes, they got Jed.
Yeah. So I mean, he was under Epstein, but he clearly has his own way of doing things. Because Epstein, I don't know, Epstein would have done what Hoyer did last year.
Oh no, Epstein would have signed them all. He would have asked for all the money from the ownership to keep.
Yeah, and even if he couldn't resign him, he would have kept him and traded for people to win now, and then got nothing for him.
Very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you traded Contreras. I know he's getting a little bit older, but he's an all-star catcher. I mean, he's an all-star player.
Well, I heard him say the other day that he'd be willing to re-sign if he got traded. Like he would re-sign with the Cubs if he got traded away. And I heard this, and I'm like, is that legal to say out loud?
Yeah, that's something that stays behind doors. I thought Rizzo was gonna do that, but then the motherfucker signed with the Yankees.
Of all places to sign. But man, Matt Carpenter signed over there, and I still don't hate Matt Carpenter. I'm actually excited for him.
I like his mustache.
It's weird, but he pulls that mustache off. He doesn't pull it off like Miles Michaelis, but he pulls off a mustache. Who I think is a big under the radar trade candidate is Christian Walker with the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
Only batting 206 this year. But again, his advanced metrics actually say he should be doing better. His walk rate, strikeout rate, and barrel rate are all above average. His barrel rate is considered elite. So I don't know how he's batting 206. But he's got 22 home runs and he's controllable through 2024. So I could see him going somewhere. Depending on what the Diamondbacks see, like, do they see Christian Walker in their future? I don't know. I don't know what their farm system looks like too well. If they have a first baseman coming up, or maybe they want to go into the market in the offseason or the offseason after that or something too. But to bat 206 with that power, as much as a lot of people are going with that these days, they don't care about strikeouts as long as you're hitting for power. Teams will take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Look what the Yankees pay Joey Gallo. I mean, it makes no sense. And this year he's not even hitting home runs, and he's a lefty, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I can see Christian Walker going somewhere. I don't know where though. I heard the Mets. I heard the Mets could, but do they really just want power and no contact? But again, the advanced metrics, so maybe his contact will go up.
Maybe. I don't know. I think we're gonna hear the Mets a lot this trade deadline, just because they got the new ownership and they need to win.
Yeah,
this year or
the
next
Braves
year.
creeping up. They had a big gap, and now the Braves are only two behind them.
Yeah, Braves are 1 game behind. Two.
Yeah. It's I hope the Mets win that division. I picked them to win it last year. I picked them to win it again this year. Clearly the managerial that helped a lot.
Yeah,
because it's basically the same team. I mean, Starling Marte is a huge pickup, but other than that, it's basically the same team, just with Buck.
Yeah, I like Buck.
Yeah,
Buck's he's an old school manager, and I mean that's how he's coaching, or that's how he's managing that team.
Yeah, and I dig it. I dig it a lot. There was a lot of talk earlier in the year about Baltimore getting rid of their players, mainly Mancini. I don't see that happening anymore. They're 500.
Yeah. I I have a big trade for them.
You do?
Get to in a little bit, but I also heard that Mancini's out the door. I read on Instagram.
Looking to come back, huh?
Yeah, it's he's amping up for this last Homestead to be his last. He's taking it all in. So
I mean, see it. I mean, he's 30. He went through all that cancer stuff. Maybe he just wants to go get see if he can compete for a World Series and then maybe do an early retirement.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad idea. Who needs a first baseman? I mean, a lot of people need a bat, especially with the DH, but
because he keeps a high average too.
Yeah.
So he's not one that's going to strike out or not. You know, it's not all or nothing with him.
Yes.
He'll just get on base and stuff too.
I mean, I like Mancini a lot.
Yeah.
I think I like the average. I like the pop he gives. I could see him being a good DH, but he still got the leather at first base, I think.
Yeah, and first base isn't as taxing as like a different position where you have to run and stuff. So I mean, it makes it easier on you too a little bit. But and he can play the outfield too.
Yeah.
Okay. Same with Ryan Mountcastle, who I don't think they'll trade either because he's controllable for 2026. But they mentioned him earlier in the year when Baltimore's going down, but they talked about Soto earlier in the year, and I said no. But who knows?
That's true. That's true.
But I'll just roll through these other names, and then we could get into your trade proposals. David Peralta is another one from the Diamondbacks. He's controllable for one more year. Brandon Drury with the Reds.
Okay.
He was a non-roster invitee, and he's batting like 278 on the year, I think. He's and with 16 home runs or something. Granted, it's Cincinnati, but I could see it.
Get him out of there.
Yeah.
Anything? You got any highlights in your that shitty of a team, especially the Reds? God,
right. I don't
terrible
know what
organization.
Yeah, Tommy Pham. They should get rid of Joey Votto. I mean, I would trade Joey Votto.
Yeah,
you're in a rebuild. I mean, I get it, but let him go get a World Series because you guys ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, and you hate spending money, Cincinnati. He's like $20 million on your payroll. Get rid of him.
Yeah, and then all these starting pitchers, most of them have shoulder injuries. Zach Davies, Drew Smiley, Wade Miley, Kyle Hendricks, Tyler Mahle, Luis Castillo, Frankie Montes, and then the one that people don't like, they think he should be traded, but they don't know if he will, is Carlos Rondon. Everybody thinks that the Giants should trade him just because of how weak of a starting pitching trading market there is.
Yeah,
I mean, outside of Castillo, Mahle, and Montes, I mean, Hendricks is good, but his numbers aren't what they used to be.
No, he's on the decline.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's an early decline too, but that's what happens when you come in the league with a fastball at 88.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't live off a changeup. He needs more secondary pitches, and he hasn't developed them.
No.
But then Wade Miley, I think, could be a decent pickup for somebody, like an under the radar pickup.
Oh yeah,
he can stay healthy. Same thing with Drew Smiley, and Zach Davies is just always up and down.
Yeah,
so
it's a coin flip with Zach Davies. I mean,
I wanted to be all in on the deadline too. Sorry, just one.
Padres are going to be all in. You said.
Apparently they're going in for everybody.
Good.
And they'll toss everything at them. Oh yeah, I mean, last year they should have been good, and they had that. Well, they weren't good at all, and then they were in line for the playoffs, and then they had that collapse at the end of the season. Well, they had the collapse while the Cardinals had that 17-game winning streak. So when you put them both together,
I mean,
they missed the playoffs.
You got to win a couple, especially when the team's streaking like that.
Right.
So, I mean, let's talk about. My cat's trying to break in. I don't know if you can hear that.
I did.
But, all right, let's get to the big trade.
Yeah.
Juan Soto.
Yeah.
He's on the market. That's what the Nets say. So I got
between all year.
We got 4 teams that are definitely in the market for him, and then we got, a team that I hope gets him. Let's start with the Yankees. Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez, a pitcher, a little bit lower in the org. Luis Gil and then Luis Mandea. 2 right-handed pitchers, the number 1 and the number 3 for Juan Soto, and you're gonna have to take the Patrick Corbin. Corbin's in all the trades for the Nats.
Yeah,
they got to get rid of him. He's too much money. You're going through a rebuild. You already got
the Yankees confuse me though. Every single time somebody's on the trading block, oh, the Yankees are making a real push for him. I'm like, for another outfielder? They need another outfielder?
Yeah, I mean, look at Gallo.
Well, yeah, I mean, and now Stanton's hurt, but Stanton's hurt every year.
Yeah,
he's a waste of money if you ask me.
He is.
But yeah, the Yankees. One, I hope they don't get him because I don't like the Yankees. Two,
I agree.
I don't think they'll get him because if he does get traded, I don't think that. I mean, they don't have the strongest of prospects to give away compared to the other teams that you're going to mention.
Yes, I agree. I definitely think they're the second lowest on the totem pole. And I mean, all these trades come with them signing them. I mean, I think they have to sign them, especially the teams. The only way you give away your best 4 players in your org is you sign them to that 14 for $440 million.
Yeah,
if or more.
Right. If they don't have a somewhat verbal contract saying he'll extend, I don't see these clubs giving up that kind of talent.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you still get 2.5 years, but to get rid of 4 of your top 10 prospects and most are going to be in the top 5 and stuff, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I agree. Then we got the Mets, which I think they can do it, but are the Nats going to want to see Juan Soto in a Mets jersey for the next 15 years? So we got we got Brett Beatty. He is he's like the number 2 in their org. He's a third baseman and outfielder. Got what?
He's a big name coming up too.
Yes.
Heard him a lot.
He's I think Pipeline said he's a year away. So that's good. Matt Allen, he's a right-handed pitcher. A shortstop named Ronnie Marcelo and Kelly Lee. Khalil Lee. He's a outfielder. He's like the 8th. So I mean, I think the Mets will throw whatever to get him. I think the new ownership is I need a championship now because I spent $2 billion or some crazy shit like that on this team.
Yeah, it's been a while for the Mets too. Yeah, hasn't it?
Yeah. No, they
lost last time they were there.
Yeah. The Royals got them.
Yeah, they really went all in too. I mean, they got Buck. They have all these big. I mean, not big contracts, but I mean, they went all in. They got Scherzer.
Yeah.
They have DeGrom. I mean, Scherzer and DeGrom are 2 pitchers that like to get hurt too. But
they gave Lindor all that money.
Right. And Lindor, I don't know his numbers this year. I haven't looked too hard. But last year was rather disappointing to see. And I think I'm putting it lightly when I say last year was disappointing for Lindor.
Yeah. Right. Give me 1 second. My cat's killing me.
No problem.
Lindor is this year he is batting 247.
Yeah. So I mean he was a waste of money.
Yeah, 10 years. I think it was 300 million. So that's 30 a year.
Yeah.
Waste of money.
It is. I mean, and it's not like it's just one bad year. It's so far 2 bad years. And you're in New York. New York's gonna boot. I mean, they booed him last year.
Yeah, I mean,
booed him and Baez when Baez got traded over there, which was the best day ever. I fucking loved it.
Yes, I agree.
I think they're 2 players on the cockier side. And they're this new wave, which I like the old school way where you don't taunt and all this. And they show, I don't mind showing emotion, but they show a little bit too much. And then they, flicked everybody off too. And I'm just like, that's where you lost me. You can't
if you're good, be cocky.
Yeah.
If you're Juan Soto, if you're Jazz, be cocky. You're good. Yeah. I think Jazz is gonna be a face of MLB here soon.
Yeah,
I think,
just
especially if Miami turns it around.
with who though? Because I heard he's out of Miami. He's an issue in the locker room.
Ooh,
They'll shake things up. But.
ooh. We'll talk about that later. So we got the Dodgers next,
Okay.
which I hope they don't. God, I hate the Dodgers. Dodgers and Yankees. Ugh.
Yeah.
But Bobby Miller, he's the number 3 in their org. Michael Bush, he's a second baseman, first baseman. Andy Page, he's an outfielder. And then I think they have to get rid of Chris Taylor once he gets off of the IL.
Yeah.
So MLB player under a little bit of control. I don't know how long he signed for, but you're getting 3. You probably got to throw one more in there, but I tried to keep
Dustin May or Gavin Lux in that.
Dustin May just got off of Tommy John, or he's still in Tommy John, right?
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe if the Nats want to deal with it, but
if they want to wait.
Yeah. I mean, the Dodgers definitely have a lot of ammunition where they could go out and sign.
Yeah,
or
that's the
go and
weird
get
thing
them.
with the Dodgers. They always spend all this money on people that aren't in their system, but then they bring up these guys that are good. Like they know how to draft too, but then a lot of times they end up trading them away because then they're like, oh, we'll just go pay this guy $200 million when we could have had you for like 13.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense, but they can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, they got the money. So, I mean, they're probably number 1 or number 2. I mean, the next team is probably number 1, so they're number 2 on the list. But they do it. I mean, last year they snagged the two best players at the deadline. So
for next to nothing, if you ask me.
Yeah. The only thing I think is wrong with the Dodgers is their number 1 prospect is a catcher, and the Nats got a catcher last year in a trade.
Yeah,
and I think that's who they're staying with. So
yeah, and
they're going to have to give up more.
Yeah, the Nationals need outfield and first base. That's really, and some pitching. That's what they really want.
Yes. So talking about pitching, let's go to the Cardinals, your team. Let's see if you like my trade proposal. Mason Wynn, shortstop. I saw him play in Beloit. He's electric.
Yeah. Two-way player too.
Yeah. I didn't.
I don't know if he's still doing it, but they keep mentioning that if he's not doing it, they keep mentioning that he might go back to doing it in the majors.
Well, I gotta see that in the minor leagues before I believe it.
Yes.
Jordan Walker. He number 1 prospect in the org, third baseman. You got to get rid of him. And Michael McGreevy, he's a right-handed pitcher. He's the number 5 prospect. And then I think you have to get rid of Dylan Carlson, Tyler O'Neill, or Harrison Bader. Ugh, words are hard. Harrison Bader, probably not. He's 27. So
yeah, I mean, if the Nationals they definitely want the youth, and I would stick with it. I would get rid of Carlson for sure. I'm not the biggest of fans. I don't know that they would get rid of O'Neill. I think he finished 8th in MVP voting last year. So they're really hoping he recreates it, but he's having a hard time staying healthy, but he just came back and he's been, this past week, he was doing really well. I mean, if Goldie didn't win player of the week, he might have.
Yeah.
He was looking pretty.
I mean, you got to think, he 8th in the voting for Juan Soto, who probably going to win one in the next years.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm trying to pull up our prospects because there was somebody else who I've been hearing a lot about, and he's kind of blocked too. Walker, the only issue with Walker, me wanting to give up Walker, is how fast he's climbing the system. I mean, I'd rather see, like, if we got rid of Carlson and O'Neill, or if, like, we got rid of 2 outfielders, I'd rather see Walker stay, put him in a corner outfield spot, him and Soto on the side, Bader in the middle. And I would like
Norman Gorman. Norman
Gorman.
I've heard his name come up a bunch.
I've heard his name come up a lot. Today I saw a new report. Maybe Ken Rosenthal, I might be wrong. That Gorman, Liberatore, and somebody else that has been in the majors. I can't think of who has been coming up a lot. There's another outfielder though that I've been hearing too. Maybe Alec Burleson.
Okay.
I think
he's in the minors.
Yeah, I think he's in AAA. And I think he's the one batting 338, 328, okay. One of the two. He's killing it at AAA, but we haven't called him up or anything. I've heard him in the talks too because they do want outfielders. I've also heard the name Tink Hence out there to be trading. Oh, and Lucan Baker, because that one confuses me because Goldie's 35, I think.
Okay.
So Lucan Baker's our top ranked first baseman. So I feel like keeping him makes sense. But who knows? Maybe they'll extend Goldie at some point, even though he's getting up there.
Yeah.
But, the Cardinals as a franchise they're ones to make the big trades. Obviously, they traded for Goldschmidt, they traded for Arenado.
Yeah.
But they got both of them for next to nothing.
Yeah. I mean, that Nolan Arenado trade.
Mind blowing. I mean, it had to piss everybody off that wasn't involved in the Cardinals organization. Because if the biggest name you gave up was the pitcher whose name is obviously escaping my head, but I think he has an ERA at like 4.5 or 4.7 this year. I could picture Austin Gomber, that's his name.
Okay.
He was the biggest piece in the package. That's nothing. Goldie we gave up Luke Weaver, Carson Kelly, and then some infield prospect. Nothing, and then it's not, I mean, that's cheap, but this isn't like John Mozeliak. This isn't something that he typically does, gives up prospects for this, because they're more of and that's what hurt us last year. We didn't have MLB ready depth because he wanted to give the prospects or the kids their chance.
Yeah.
So that hurt us last year. So, they've always been prospects first, homegrown first. So to give up that much of the farm system, it's just not what Mozeliak would do. But I keep hearing that they're number one because of the level of the prospects. But I also heard they're not willing to take on the Patrick Corbin money, which is funny because we 100% need a starter. Not that he's having a good year, but
he's
we
an
could
arm.
use a starter. Yeah, and if he could, if we could have him pitch to contact, we have the defense for it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for this next trade you mentioned.
Yes. Okay. So this one's gonna crazy.
Oh, I'm expecting it.
Orioles.
Yeah.
The team of the year. Come on. 48-48 right now. They got the best catcher. Not in the league, but prospect.
Yes.
Coming up. Adley. I mean, Trey Mancini, like we talked about.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Mountcastle.
Cedric Mullins.
They got his around. Yes. Yeah. He was part of trade talks at the beginning of the year too. They're like, why not trade him away?
Yeah. I mean, he 30 for 30 last year.
Yeah, based on 48 and 48.
Yeah.
If you got get rid of him next year, I would keep him.
And you don't have your best starting pitcher right now in John Means.
Right.
But all right.
Screwed me in fantasy, but I drafted him pretty early.
Oof. So Nats, you're giving up Juan Soto and you're getting rid of that Patrick Corbin contract, which the O's, I know they hate spending money. The one time they did, Chris Davis fucked him in the ass.
They're going to be wall back.
You're going to be paying that contract forever. So you give up DL Hall. He's a right-handed or left-handed pitcher. You give up Gunnar Henderson, third base, shortstop. You just drafted your shortstop of the future. Heston. That's a weird name. Fuck. 1 second. And then Stour. He's a left-handed, or he's a outfielder. He's like 7 in their system. Kierstead. That's how you say it. Heston Kierstead. One of those two. I don't know his name.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he's an outfielder. He's AA right now, I believe. So you give up those 4, and then
that's the one you hope happens.
Yes. I got a soft spot for the O's. So
that's the one you hope happens.
Yeah.
Well, first off, do you think he gets traded before the trade deadline?
Probably not. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna wow the Nationals enough to do it, but then again, you kind of have to.
Yeah, I heard they're being greedy with it, with how many prospects they want, and most teams have been willing to trade prospects for established players, because prospects don't always turn out. I mean, look how many people get drafted, how many people go through the minors and don't turn out. I mean, look at Dylan Carlson. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan. He was supposed to be a stud. It's only like his second full season, but he doesn't look like he's a stud.
Yeah.
They label him as a 2020 guy. He might have the 20 home run power. He doesn't have the stolen base ability at all. It doesn't look pretty out there. And his defense is subpar. But enough bitching about Carlson. But Soto started, I don't know what his numbers are now, but I know he started off with a down year originally. But I heard the Padres are in on him too.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Yeah, the report I heard today said that the Cardinals and Padres are the front runners, with the Cardinals ahead because of the prospect level, but they don't want to take on the Corbin contract. So I don't know how that changes the Nationals, because I know the Nationals are trying to get rid of the Corbin contract because they're selling this offseason. So they're trying to get rid of the money on the books before they sell, because I guess the owners can get more money if there's less money on the books.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Soto has 20 home runs and is batting 250. So, if we give it if we keep the same energy as we did with Lindor, disappointment, he's the worst.
Yes. Honestly.
Why are you even in the league? Get the fuck out, Soto.
Right. I mean, that is a very disappointing season, especially for what he has been doing so far in his career. So, I mean, what is it? Is it just he's having a down year? Team morale? I mean, the team sucks.
Yeah.
So could be team morale, or has the league figured him out? I don't know. If the Cardinals get him, that'd be funny. A few years ago when we met the Nationals in the NLCS, Michaelis was pitching for us, and Soto does that thing where he grabs his crotch after voiding a pitch. Michaelis struck him out and grabbed his crotch when he walked away to the dugout. So I would enjoy seeing them on the same team.
So, I mean, just off the top of my head, and not really off the top of my head, I'm on my phone, but the Padres could give up Robert Hassel III. He's an outfielder. I might go see him play. He's in single A, high single A right now. 308 average. All right, Pop. They can get rid of Mackenzie Gore. They can trade him away.
Yeah, I've heard Gore in the options a lot. You could honestly, they say the Padres are all in. They could probably get rid of their top 4 prospects, and they wouldn't even bat an eye.
Yeah, but I'm looking here. 3's not ETA until 2025. 4's not till 2025. 5,
and
6.
The Nationals have been confusing. Like, do they want the major league prospects, ones that are ready, or do they want ones that aren't ready because they're higher ranked? They've been flip-flopping with it.
Yeah.
It's very misleading.
Yeah. I'd put the Padres up there too.
Yeah.
I think I agree with everyone else. I might as well. They have better information than I do.
Yeah. They got
my phone.
I mean, how I see it going is he'll get traded, but if he gets traded, it's for not as much as they want. these teams are going to have a bidding war for him. They already have been. I mean, they've been in deep talks and stuff. They're going to have a bidding war with the prospects. But at the same time, I think they know that the Nationals want to get rid of both of these guys.
Yeah.
Before they sell this offseason. So if you hold out long enough, I think you can at least save yourself one of your prospects.
Yeah.
And I think that's what puts the Cardinals just a little bit ahead of the Padres, just because of how much higher ranked their prospects are. Because even if they both hold out, or if the Nationals just want their prospects instead, but they won't, like I said, they don't want to take that Patrick Corbin contract.
Yeah.
So maybe they could get the Cardinals to take the Corbin contract for one less prospect, but the prospects overall would be better than getting rid of Corbin and taking the Padres guys, you know?
Yeah.
So
I get what you're
at the
saying.
end of the year, I said that people were crazy talking about Soto being traded.
Yeah.
I'm still 50-50 on it.
I get you. Yeah. I don't know, man. I heard Cleveland might even be in the running.
Cleveland's a confusing team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not bad. They're still pretty decent.
No. Yeah.
I don't have them making the playoffs. I don't think. No, I don't. But
yeah, I don't. I only see one team coming out of the Central too. I mean,
yes, that's what I have. You got anything more with trades, or we could go to that stuff? And
no, I have one thing. Andrew Benintendi will not get traded.
No,
because he doesn't have his vaccination shot. Which, hey, I'm not on here telling you need to or not, but I mean,
you think that's gonna stop him?
Yeah, I think I that, or is he getting traded for damn near nothing? He's a great player, but like,
I'm curious what they're gonna do with like, let's say Toronto makes the World Series.
Yeah,
I'm curious what the league's gonna do, because I don't see the league letting them play at home.
Yeah. I mean,
for playoffs, it makes no sense. You have one team that's not in the U.S. And Toronto played in New Jersey last year.
Buffalo, I thought.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
And they had a really good season there. And I know they even mentioned talking about moving there because of how good of a season they had.
Yeah.
And all that shit. You could put them back there and you won't have the issue. You know, I mean, like today, the Cardinals are over there. Goldie and Arenado are both out. Yep. If those two teams were to meet in the World Series,
you can't.
No way the MLB is going to say, "Yeah, go play in Toronto."
Yep.
And not have Goldie and Arenado playing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if these people are vaccinated or not. I can care less.
Yeah. Do what you want, man. It's your life.
And but as the MLB, who are, obsessed, all they want is, it's a business. You want money.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense that they would allow that. So once the playoffs come, because I do have Toronto making the playoffs, when that happens, I have them not playing in Toronto. But I do have Benintendi getting traded to the Yankees, actually. That's what one of my few predictions.
Interesting.
Let me see. I might have more predictions. No, I think it's just that. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, I have Luis Castillo going to the Dodgers.
I heard that a lot. Yeah.
And
Dodgers always want more.
Martinez going to Seattle.
Seattle's are buyers.
I heard Seattle's. What was the stat? Seattle is on pace to set a record for the worst production from the DH position in the history of the MLB. So getting JD would be a huge step up.
Yeah. Fuck, I think I would be a step up.
Yeah.
And I haven't swung a baseball bat in years.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, it hurt them when Seager retired. Because, I mean, for me, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. I'm sure Seattle knew a little bit, but overall, it seemed like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to follow his brother and go play baseball with his brother down in Texas.
Yeah, that would have been a good pickup for the Rangers. I really thought. Well, we'll get there. Well, are we done with the trades, or you got more?
No, I'm good.
Good.
No, I think we're good.
Then I could comment on that. I really thought Texas was going to do something this year.
Yeah,
and they started off not bad. But they've really fallen off. Let me pull up the standings. I have my picks, but I want the standings just in case.
I got you.
Okay.
43-52. You don't think they can make up 9 games, get back to 500, and
Not with that wild card race.
yeah,
I think that wild card race is tough enough as it is.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know Texas. I don't know their remaining schedule. But I think they're out of it this year. Although my preseason predictions, I did have them going into the playoffs as a wild card. Okay. We'll start with I have it listed as division and then wild card. So we'll start with the AL. Do you have picks? Do you write picks down? Or you could just wing it.
I will wing it off the top of my head.
Let's do it. Okay, so I do have the Yankees winning the division. Big gap. Even if they slow down, I mean, although Toronto's on a tear, but I still have the Yankees winning that division. Minnesota, I think, will win that division, even though they've slowed down. And then I wrote Houston as the division winner for the West. But I really like Seattle. I picked Seattle before the season, then they had that slow start. So I wrote Houston, but I could see some, just like the Cardinals last year with that 17-game winning streak. I could see Seattle doing something crazy like that and taking it over. But Houston, we have to slow down too. I mean, they're both 73 in their last 10. And Houston's really picked it up too. I mean, at one point it was the Angels in first place and Houston and Seattle. I mean, Seattle, I think, was in last place at one point. I don't know if they ever dropped below Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to. Fucking Oakland's terrible. Oh my
God.
God.
But then I had Seattle, Toronto, and Tampa as the wild cards in that AL.
All right. I agree with Yankees. I don't think the Blue Jays. They have it. They have a great team, but I mean that's 13 games to make up. I don't see that happening. I think
it'll be interesting with the trade deadline. Who adds what?
Yeah. I'll go with the Twins too because I actually don't know that much about the Central. So
the White Sox have been disappointing.
Yeah. They're supposed to win it all. 90 plus win team. I remember that.
What was it? 2 years ago they made the playoffs, and I think they had one of the best records in the league, if not the best. They killed it. They killed it that year. Everybody's like, oh, they this is their year, and then I think they got swept out of the playoffs. I forget who this was. I remember seeing it. It was either they got swept or they lost in 4. And I was like, see, they're really not that good. It's the division that they play in is just weak.
Oh yeah,
because their defense sucks. But I mean, they've made some moves since then. But
still what? Yeah, they need to fire Tony Relusa and then find someone new, and they'll do better. So I'll take the Twins, and then 12 games to make up. Astros, cheaters. I'm gonna go with the cheaters. I'll go with the Astros.
Yeah.
And then I think wild card, Mariners, Blue Jays. We'll go Baltimore.
I almost put Baltimore. I almost put Baltimore instead of Tampa, but I still wrote Tampa. But the Baltimore, I don't know if I actually put in my if I said it in the podcast, but I had Baltimore next year being competitive. I didn't have them being this year competitive.
Yeah.
So but I didn't see them really calling up all these kids this year either.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see them competitive this year instead of next year because now they're getting the experience this year. Next year, let's take the division from the Yankees and maybe just have them fall all the way down. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So that's the AL.
And
we got in the NL.
Dodgers. I think that one's easy.
Yeah.
I have the Mets, even though they've been slumping and Atlanta caught up. I still have the Mets. And then I have St. Louis instead of Milwaukee. I mean, if they can get healthy, they've been down to like 3 starters all year. They've been using Palante was killing it out of the pen. Now he's starting. It's been frustrating. Anyway, and then I have 2 teams from every division making it. So I got Atlanta getting a wild card. I got Milwaukee getting a wild card. And then I have San Diego getting a wild card unless they fall apart like they did last year. Now, if they were to do that, then I have the Phillies getting it. I don't think the Phillies are that good. I think the Phillies are overrated.
Yes.
But if San Diego falls apart, I think it's Philly unless San Francisco. I don't know. I don't know Frisco's second half schedule. Plus, they're on a 5-game losing streak. But the NL is just really not that competitive. I mean, the Central, you got 3 teams in a rebuild.
Yep.
East, you got Miami. I thought was going to be better than this, although they're only 6 games under. But
yeah,
I think Philly, Miami, and Washington will all end up under 500. And then the West, Colorado and Arizona. I think they both look better than they were supposed to.
Yeah.
But nothing exciting. I mean, they were exciting at the beginning when they were in first place and stuff.
It better be exciting when I go. So I'm going out to Denver just to go see the Rockies.
I was just
watching the Diamondbacks. So I'm just like, they better fucking be good that week.
Went out there 2 weeks ago and they played San Diego.
Oh, how's that?
Well, I didn't get to go. I wasn't feeling well, so I had to stay at the hotel. So it was tragic. But I've been there before, so I've been to the stadium and stuff, and it's pretty cool. You should get seats on the rocks if you haven't been there before. Okay. There's rocks in center field you can sit on. There's your seat instead of a seat.
Oh shit! I might have to do that then.
But yeah, so St. Louis, Mets, and Dodgers as the winners division, and then San Diego, Milwaukee, and Atlanta as wild card.
Okay. East, I'm taking the Braves.
Yeah.
World Series champs. Gotta give them respect. Central, Brewers. I just think that Brandon and Corbin Burns are just gonna be, 2-headed duo. Yelich has got to get better. I mean,
he's another waste of money.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he is.
We should have a whole episode on that. Who's a waste of money?
How much is he getting paid right now?
I'm gonna write it down.
He's getting paid $7 million, so not terrible. But I know that contract goes up.
Yeah,
$250. So he's Juan Soto and Lindor. Get him the fuck out the league. He's terrible.
Yeah, I wrote this down. We might have an episode about
it. I'm down. And then the Dodgers. Especially, I mean, they're gonna go out and get more pitching, and they're just gonna win it because they're already up 10 games. Wild card. I'll take Mets, Cardinals. Do I believe in the Padres?
No. Even if they,
but I don't believe in the Phillies though either.
No, out of the two of them, I mean, we can only hope San Francisco goes on a run. Although Gabe Kapler fucking annoys the shit out of me, but I'd rather see the Giants in there than the Phillies and the Padres. I'm not a fan of the Phillies or the Padres. Bryce Harper, I will say he's having finally his I think it's the first time in his career where he's had back-to-back good seasons. He's been so inconsistent his whole career.
Yeah, but he's injured right now.
Oh, he's hurt again?
Yeah, he broke his he got hit in the hand.
Yeah. Or his wrist, thumb or wrist.
Wrist.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I forgot about that. That's I'm not cheering for anybody to get hurt.
No, yeah.
But I couldn't give a fuck.
He's making enough money. I think 2 guys on the internet aren't going to bother him. I guess I'll go Padres. I guess I'll just do the same as you.
Yeah, the NL's really not exciting.
Yeah.
It's really a 7-team race for 6 spots. The AL, though, you really got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, technically 8, 9, 10. You really got 10 teams for 6 spots.
Yeah.
The
Guardians, if they give up some of their prospects, they got a deep, not the greatest, but they got a deep organization of prospects. They could go and get someone good.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what they like if they end up ever trading Bieber.
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? People talk about how DeGrom's the best pitcher in the league. He's good. I wouldn't put him as the best, Right. I think he's only had one season where he started 25 or more games and all the rest were under 20.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, you can't be that. I mean, you can be as good as you want on the field, but if you can't stay healthy, you're not a good pitcher to me.
Yep.
I'm not going to waste money on you.
nope.
And the same thing with Bieber. Bieber gets hurt a lot too, but Bieber's at least healthier.
Yeah.
But we should have a conversation. Yeah, I'll write that down too. Got that, people. We're gonna have
People
best,
that are overrated and people that
yeah.
need to stay healthy.
Overrated, healthy, and then we could do it like a best at every position too. If you guys, listeners here, if you guys have ideas, feel free to message us, comment on our articles, whatever. We'll check them out.
Yes, tweet me. I got my URL down there. ATATML. That's on Twitter.
I don't really use it. You're better off on my Instagram or just commenting on a article.
There it is.
All right.
You think the White Sox could come back this year? I mean, I just said no.
10. I put them as the 10 that could be just because they're at 500. I don't see them doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they're one of the teams that are like in between on selling and buying. And if they're doing anything, I think they're going to sell. Just the people, I don't know who they have on 1-year contracts or anything, but that's who I have them selling. Maybe some relievers, stuff like that. Nothing exciting. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know how many years AJ Pollock has, but if anybody needs an outfielder, they could always get rid of him too.
Yeah. Did they just trade for him?
Yeah, they traded Kimbrel for him, and they clearly won that trade because Kimbrel has been terrible for like 5 years now.
Oh, so he's back to like
ever since Chicago. He left Boston. Yeah. I remember. I have good memories with Kimbrel. I mean, we played the Cubs and we were losing in the 8th, and we hit back. We're back.
Stop.
3, 2, 3. I don't know.
We don't need to talk about this. Who's got the most recent championship? There we go.
But we're not in a rebuild. we haven't been in a rebuild in my lifetime.
And it also doesn't cost $500 to go to St. Louis game.
St. Louis is so fucking cheap. Did you see those reports? They did, some fucking company did a report on the cheapest and most expensive ballparks to go to a game on average. Did you see that report?
No, I didn't.
They had the Cardinals like middle of the pack, or like maybe even upper middle on expensive. And I'm like, no, it ain't. I was like, I've been to a bunch of ballparks and the Cardinals are towards the bottom. Like I don't know how they came up with this. And then they're like certain amount of money for parking. And I'm thinking to myself, where the fuck is there parking at Busch? I mean, I always stay in a hotel and just walk over there, but I couldn't think of any parking anywhere. Like when I went to the Blues game, parking was $25. It's a lot cheaper. Like Wrigley, you're looking at 40 at least.
Yeah.
Wrigley
North. I mean, Miller Park. I mean, we go there a bunch, and that's a pretty cheap park. I mean, it's nice.
Yeah, the mid to low market teams are really they're cheap, and that's the nice thing. Like the Brewers, they're a low market team. They're good. Cardinals mid market team, they're good. Yeah. It's fun when the mid market teams and low market teams are good.
Yes,
because you're still getting entertained, and it's for a lot cheaper.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Let's see. MVPs. I think the MVPs are fucking running away with it, but not everybody agrees. I have Goldie and Judge. I don't see anybody catching them unless they get injured or have a colossal second half of terribleness.
Okay. I'm sorry. I did not get ready for this. Okay, Judge.
Oh, no, you're good. Sorry.
Okay, Jordan. Devers. You don't think Shohei Ohtani can there's definitely not as much talk as there was last year.
And Ohtani didn't deserve it this last year, in my opinion. I thought Vlad deserved it last year, but if he deserves it more this year than he did last year. But everybody's talking about Judge. Ohtani I could see as Judge's replacement.
Yodel Alvarez from Houston. He's
having a really good year. He doesn't have the home runs or RBIs. I think he only has like 33 RBIs, which is half of what Judge has.
You can't have that.
No matter how high you bat.
Jose Ramirez from Cleveland. I don't see that happening. Paul Goldschmidt's number 1 on the NL. Yeah, I guess I guess Judge, as much as I hate New York.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of Judge either.
Yeah, I think he's going to sign a long-term contract to a big market team, and he's going to fall off.
Oh yeah,
worse
Yankees
than
fall off.
Jason Hayward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny with Hayward. I mean, he only had one good offensive year, and it was his 1 year with the Cardinals. He batted 292 every other year. I think he batted under 275. You know.
Hey, there's the Cubs for you. Let me give you all the money in the world, but it's fine. No worries. Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Freddie Freeman, Austin Riley, Manny Machado.
Manny Machado was up there at the beginning of the year, but I know he had a slump. And it's not because I'm a Cardinal fan, I promise you. I still think it's I mean, in my opinion, it's still Goldie for me.
277. Yeah,
34 points higher. 20 something, 23 more RBIs.
Juan Soto on here. We already talked about him. He's garbage, and we don't know why he's even in the league. So, stupid article. Yeah, I mean, not knowing, I don't know, not coming in.
I know it's
about
tough
this.
for you.
I just don't like the Cardinals, so I'm going Austin Riley, Atlanta Braves.
I'm gonna have my mid-season predictions where I analyze with stats and things.
Yeah.
Because I know you recently came on, but last season I had some, and my God, it took me hours, days and hours to write these articles because I was digging through so many stats to compile these. So I'll make one probably this weekend. I'll probably have it out. I'll probably post it. Hopefully, I'll post it Sunday. If not, it'll be more so next Wednesday because those are my off days.
Okay.
Cy Young. I got Sandy Alcantara. I have in the NL.
Okay.
And then in the AL, I just want to make sure I have his name right before I fucking start saying shit. Because I'm in NL, that's why he's not popping up.
Is it Toronto?
McClanahan.
Yep.
I wrote him as McCallahan, and I knew that wasn't right. So I have McClanahan and Alcantara winning, and I mean, they both lead their leagues in ERA, and they're both sub-2 ERAs too, which is exciting. Verlander, though, he's under 2 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Verlander. I'll take Verlander just because you get the name in Verlander. He's pitched more innings. Let's say 6. He's got a little bit less strikeouts. Yeah, I'm gonna take Verlander, and then in the NL, I'll take Sandy Alcantara for sure. He's having a season. 144 innings, 133 strikeouts, and a 1.18.
You know what the worst part is?
What?
That's who we gave up for Marcelo Ozuna.
Ooh.
I was sad when we left. I would have rather traded Jack Flaherty than Alcantara. Okay. But and I mean, look now. Alcantara stays healthy, and what the hell is he doing? What's Flaherty doing?
Injured
and too busy caring more about social issues than baseball.
Ooh. Play baseball, please.
Oh man. Rookie of the year. Okay. I think the AL fucking landslide. I think it's Julio Rodriguez from Seattle.
Oh, yes. Landslide. He's having a season.
The NL, I think, is up for grabs. A month ago, I would have told you Brendan Donovan with the Cardinals. Now, he's been slumping lately. But Spencer Strider has also been slumping. But Spencer Strider's numbers are really good too. So right now I have Strider because I feel pitchers have a better chance of fixing their numbers than a batter does. Just because it's no offense to pitchers out there, but it's easier to pitch. So
ooh, hot take.
Just because you're a good hitter if you bat 300. 30%, So based on percentages. But yeah, so I have Spencer Strider and Julio Rodriguez. I really hope when I do my end of season article, that I can switch my rookie of the year to Brendan Donovan though, because it's been a while since the Cardinals had a rookie of the year.
Definitely Julio.
Yeah, I know it's probably gonna be hard for you to look at stats because I don't know if you can switch to a rookies.
I'm on the betting odds.
Oh yeah, that makes sense too.
So Spencer Stroud, taking him, and I'm putting my money on it.
Yeah.
O'Neal Cruz, you think he's gonna maybe do something?
Who's he with?
You know, Pittsburgh. He's the shortstop.
O'Neal Cruz, right?
Oh, yeah, I can't read.
You're good. O'Neal Cruz. He didn't he just get hurt? Or am I crazy?
No, Jesus, I don't know. Maybe
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you could look too, but yeah. I mean, he's looking pretty good. I think he just came up too late in the season.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Donovan came up early because we sent Paul DeYoung down. Strider, I think, has been up here. I don't know how long Strider's been up, but even the Brave center fielder, Michael, he's been he came up mid-season or whatever, mid first half. He's been looking good too.
Yeah, he's only played 29 games this year. Never mind, he's not winning it.
Yeah.
I remember at the beginning of the season, Suzuki for the Cubs.
I originally before the season, I put money on Suzuki, and then he decided I'm going to hurt my thumb and sit out for like 3 months. I was like, well, there went my money. But then I put Brendan Donovan. I put money on him, so I'm hoping him too. But
you're never gonna bet on a Cub again. I can already see it.
Yeah, the one time I do, right? All right,
hey,
and then the last, you got some?
Suzuki's not bad. 267 on base, 348, slugging 446.
Yeah, how many games he's got?
58. So yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it'll be tough for him to catch up. I mean, even Brendan Donovan, I won't be able to look up how many games. Oh no, I can. Brendan Donovan, last I checked, does not have enough at bats to qualify. He has 228 at bats, and he still doesn't qualify for stats. I don't know what at this point of the season what it is. He's played in 73 games, and he's not qualified.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you
go. And then finally, the last topic for the day, manager of the year. I have 3 from each, I have 3 from each, and it's all depending on what happens, obviously, with the rest of the year. If everything stays how it is, standings wise.
Yeah.
Well, it's still 2v2. Houston and the Yankees. So Boone and Baker.
Okay.
Those two, that might come down to which one of them has a better record at the end of the year. 2 managers that were here with the same teams ultimately.
Yeah.
I think it might come down to who has the better record. But I also put Baltimore's Brandon Hyde on here because if Baltimore takes a playoff spot,
they have to give it to him.
winning it. Hyde's winning it. If they finish over 500, though, I still think he has a chance because it wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, just last year, as of June 30th, so this article was a little late, but they were 27-54. This year they're 35-42, and that's before they had their big run. That's it's hard not to give it to them, especially because there's a Cinderella story of the year.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're doing what they're really not supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, just like the Giants last year.
Yeah. That's why
Kepler, even if they didn't end up with that record last year, just by being in the playoffs, Kepler should have won it. So, you know. Yeah. And then the NL, Mets, if things stay how they are, I could see Buck getting it.
Yep.
if San Diego makes the playoffs, I could see Melvin getting it because same team as last year, different manager, different result. But ultimately, that's the same thing with the Mets too.
Yep.
It's both basically the same team with different manager. And then, but if San Diego misses the playoffs and the Phillies get in, because I think that's the only way the Phillies get in is if San Diego misses. Then I could see their interim Rob Thompson getting it just because of how bad they were with Girardi, coming back.
Yep.
So that's how I see it.
Yeah. And I mean, let's be honest, if every team just starts sucking,
Yeah.
the Mets fall apart, the Padres fall apart, they're just going to give it to everybody's favorite manager, Craig Kimbrell. What's his name?
Council.
Council. God, I'm terrible with names.
Hey, they like to give it to the
Dave
Dodgers.
Roberts.
Dave Roberts. They like to give it to him too. I'm like, I don't think you guys know what manager of the year means. It's not having the highest payroll with the biggest stars and having the best record every year.
Yeah.
It's like having a team that shouldn't be doing what they're doing and you getting it to be done. Or like Mets in San Diego, they sucked last year. Almost the same team this year, different manager, different result.
Yeah.
Easy answer.
Yeah. I hope Dave Roberts doesn't win it. I hope Buck, because that'd be like
I do hope Buck. I would love to see Rob Thompson get it just as an interim because that's cool, but that would involve the Phillies making the playoffs, and I don't want that.
Yeah, me neither. Let's not let that happen.
Yeah, no, that's terrible.
Oh man, we really don't like a lot of teams.
Well, I know we're not the only ones.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's gonna be some Yankee fans on here, just like, dude, fuck these guys.
Oh man,
we're not that bad. There's a reason you're called the evil empire.
Yankees, Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yankees and Dodgers fans, I think I hate the most. No offense, guys. Just take it.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, I think they're the most annoying, but and I mean Houston is too, because they're like, it's over with, the cheating shit. It's over with. Move on. Give the damn trophy back. Then we'll move on.
Yeah. If anything should have an asterisk in the MLB, it should be their trophy.
And I would say that the Dodgers shortened season 2.
Yeah. And I mean, if the Blue Jays win it this year and they play in Toronto, asterisks around that.
Yeah. I mean, you could even give it put one on the Cubs for the rain delay.
All right. Weather happens, man.
I'll give it to him, but that was a BS rain delay.
So I'm looking at Buck Showalter's baseball reference. He won a AL Manager of the Year in '94, AL Manager of the Year in 2004, and then again in 2014. I'm sorry, Buck, but you're gonna have to wait till 2024. Just because that's
you gotta keep the streak, huh?
Yeah.
10 years. Those are 3 different teams, yeah.
I think so.
94. I would have to guess the Yankees.
Yep, Yankees. 2004.
I don't know who's with them.
Texas. Okay. And then 2014 was Baltimore. So that'd be 4 with 4 different teams.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just getting both New York teams alone is pretty cool.
Yeah. So I would okay. I'm all for Buck now.
Yeah.
Buck all the way. Fuck the Dodgers. Fuck the Padres.
Out of the National League, I would pick Buck as well. I mean, he's the one I'd like the most. So yeah, Mets and Baltimore, that's who I'm hoping gets it.
Yeah. Who you taking for the World Series right now?
World Series right now. Well, I really can't go against my Cardinals, but honestly, they're disappointing me whenever I watch their games. No. Assuming they get a DH at the trade deadline, I'm going Seattle. I like their the hot streak they're on.
Okay. Wow.
I could also see Toronto, but I'm gonna stick with my gut and go with Seattle.
All right.
What about you?
We're going Yankees Mets because fuck the West Coast.
Yeah.
They can watch it at like 2 p.m. But I want the Mets.
Yeah.
I think I'd be okay with the Mets winning it. Yeah. Brewers would be cool because I'd definitely go to a World Series game. But yeah. Give Buck a World Series champ. Make him NL manager of the year. Let's go Mets.
Hey, Cubs are on a 6-game winning streak, so
Hey.
maybe they'll put something together.
Yeah, and fuck up their rebuild real bad. No, just if you're gonna do a rebuild, do it right. Just suck.
Yeah, I could
See
see
the Reds.
going back to the trades real quick. I could see the Cubs trading away Yan Gomes for, well, probably just cash considerations. But you might be able to get a low-level prospect out of them just because it's a thin trade market, especially for catchers.
Yeah. You trade both your catchers away though, and then who do you have? I mean, you bring someone up or you just
40-man
sign a
roster.
bum? Yeah, I guess.
You just got some spots on your 40-man roster for these kids. Although that screws you with service time.
Yep.
So maybe they
does.
Gomes because of they don't want to lose their young guys that much sooner. Cubs are ask Chris Bryant.
Yeah. Fucked him over. Fucked him over good.
There you go.
Got you. There you go. All right. It was another episode of the Pinch Hitter podcast with Brandon and Brad, the Bees. That's our new nickname. I just made it up.
We should get shirts with bees on them.
Dude, t-shirt ideas. Let's go.
Got that, Jacob? March.
Thank you for listening. Hopefully you guys listened to the whole thing because there's a lot of good bits in here.
Very long.
Yeah.
We're gonna get them shorter, we promise.
Nope, we're going longer. Hours, 2, 3, 4. My wife out there is gonna kill me. But yeah, no, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. We both do. Leave your comments. Hit us up on Twitter. Mine is ATATML on Twitter. Hit me up. I'm trying to interview as many minor leagues or majors, whoever. Hit them up. Tell them to jump on the pod. I would love that. All right. Brad, anything you want to pimp?
Well, I don't use my Twitter, but if you guys want to reach out, Instagram, Brad Demand 27.
There you go. All right. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.